Basement tips. Hey everyone, John Mazurek of the Mazurek Team here at Douglas Elliman. We're standing in this really nice basement at 125 Maple Street. And coming into summertime, it's always a good time to come down into your basement and see what's going on. Basements aren't the sexiest room in the house, but they really are the most important. Your foundation is down here, your plumbing, your electrical, everything that makes your house run and makes it a home is down here. We're gonna poke around a little bit, look at some places that you should kind of check out on a consistent basis. So let's go this way and look. All right, so here we are. Now this is sexy, at least to the contractor and me. This is a steel post and a steel beam going across here. Brownstones and townhomes do have a spine that runs down the middle of it because anything that's over like 12, 14 feet, that's a lot of pressure to put on beams because they'll start to sag in the middle. So they put these spines down the center of the building. What this one does, and you'll see it in the house as you go up, it locks the floors in perfectly level across. Stairways are solid, the floors are solid. They don't have what we call like the Brooklyn V. The vast majority of houses in Brooklyn have the wooden post and beam, which is fine. It was the standard of the day and we still do it today. But you have to know that wood does shrink over time. So the beam will shrink a ½ inch this way. The post will shrink an inch this way, just because it dries out. Wood's a cellular product and it has moisture in it. As the moisture evaporates, the wood shrinks. And that gets reflected as you go up all the different levels of the house. So by the time you get to the top floor, you can roll a marble from the corner to the center of the room. Remedies for that, if you want to fix it, you can put steel beams in like this, or you can use this stuff. It's called LVL, laminated veneer lumber, and that's just really a fancy term for plywood. It's a good solution for it. You're not going to be able to jack up your floors and make them level again. You can, but it's a long process. It involves turn screw jacks and all kinds of stuff. But if you just want to lock your floor in place, you can do it with LVLs and posts. If you have a brownstone for a while and you kind of feel something's going on, like something's a little bit more than usual, you want to come down and check out your basement. As I look around here, I see this beam here has a crack running along with the grain. It's alarming at first, but as we spoke about, wood dries out, and as it dries out, it cracks. It's fine if it's going with the grain. The issue is, if you have it going across the grain, so it's breaking this way, that beam is gone, it's lost its structural integrity, and that's something you really do have to pay attention to. That you cannot let go. You want to get a contractor in as soon as you can to address that. Whenever you're talking about your basements, or your home in general, we're always worried about the envelope of the home. So it's your perimeters and the penetration through that perimeter. So your envelope of your house is what keeps all the weather out, keeps the infestations out from insects and such. And then wherever you poke through that envelope, that's always a weak spot for water to get through, roaches, all that stuff. So you want to make sure you walk around your perimeter and always check these things. Now if you look up here, you'll see the beam comes across, goes into the brick, and then there's mortar around it that kind of seals that and locks this beam in place. You want to look at these on a constant basis. You want to look for if you have termites or water damage coming in. You'll always see it along this area. Fortunately for this person, all these beams are nice and clean here. I don't see any evidence of water damage or nothing seeping through into the beam. I don't see any dry rot. I don't see any telltale signs of termites. I'm looking up like this a lot. Every now and then, look down, because if there are termites, they'll drop dust down, it'll be on the brick wall here, it'll be on the floor there. If there's anything suspicious at all, call somebody. You can call me, happy to come over and give you my opinion of it. But this is what you want to pay attention to. So here we are, we're at our gas main coming in. We do have our sewer main coming in as well. Whenever you have a penetration coming through your perimeter, you have to make sure you monitor on a constant basis, especially when it's below grade like this one. If you go out front, the sidewalk's about right about here. So this is all in dirt down here. Water does three things, right? It seeks its own level, seeks the path of least resistance, and it runs downhill. We live in this place called Earth. It's a big gravity well, so it wants to suck everything to the center of it, and that includes water. And water will penetrate through dirt and everything. So if it's coming down the side of the building outside, it'll keep going down unless it hits something like maybe, I don't know, a pipe coming through, and it'll run along the pipe and then come into the house that way. This one, you can see there was some scaling down here at one point. You can see down here there's a little bit of brick dust. So at one point they did have an issue with it, but you also see they came in with some concrete seal and shoved this hole here and filled it up, and you don't see any new evidence of anything going wrong here. So they've already taken care of this one. A lot of times there's a temptation for people to say, oh, I'm gonna seal my basement off, right? So they go and get this stuff, I can't remember the name of it, it's like paint seal, thermoseal, something like that. And people say, oh, I'm gonna paint this and I'm gonna keep all the water out. Well, no. The water, once it gets through 2 feet of brick, that much paint is not going to stop it. It's just going to push the paint off and bubble out, and then you're just going to still have the same issue. So we do have another spot over in the back here. We had a similar issue, and you can see how they remedied it. So let's go this way. So as we were talking about, you'll see back here, they had a little bit of an issue with water penetration at one point. And you'll see there is some scaling on this brick. You'll see where the lye is leaching out of the mortar and the brick right here, these white spots. That's a telltale sign that you have something kind of going on over here. We're at 0 casement windows here, meaning we're pretty much on grade outside. So this could be a particularly vulnerable area. Right now, it's dry. You don't feel any wetness here. So it means they have remedied the situation. So if we go outside, I'll show you exactly what they did. All right, so here we are with our solution, right? So what was happening before was the water was coming down this wall here during a good rain, or if someone turned the hose bib on right here, or is flowing over here from the neighbor's yard coming this way, and is pulling over here against the side of the building and running down. This is the path of least resistance down the side over here into the dirt, into the brick down below. The solution was simple. So from the corner over here where the hose bib's at, all the way to that corner over there, they built this berm out of a little bit of concrete and mortar. So the water now gets diverted to the drain over here, just like it was designed to do in the first place. Simple, elegant solution. Save the basement, save the house. All right, so there you have it. If you have any questions on that, I'm a former contractor. I'm happy to come down and talk to you about anything that you see down there or just explain some systems to you. I'm happy to do that. I also sell real estate, so if you're thinking about that, you can give me a call for that as well. I'm John Mazurek with the Mazurek Team at Douglas Elliman, and look forward to seeing you.